for grade 11. We're still on our algebraic fraction, and we have moved to exercise 17E. The approach I'm going to take for this, the essential aspect here is equations in fractions. Now, usually we have the algebraic fraction or equation, algebraic fraction equation, leading to sometimes quadratic, or more often than not quadratic equation. So how do you do that? Now, to be able to flow with me well in this topic, I've already taught you how to handle quadratic equations. So I will take the question to a certain level and leave it. I will not solve, I wouldn't solve it in quadratic, because it's expected that with previous classes we've had, you should be able to handle quadratic equation now. So that will also provide a platform for me to run fast in this class. So here we go. We'll start with question 1, although we had it in our last class. It says 3 over a equal to a minus 2. So by reason of multiplying through by a, I'm going to have 3 equal to a into a minus 2. Now at this point, I can choose to simplify this first. Minus 2a minus 2a, and then a squared minus 2a will be equal to 3, which will now be a squared minus 2a minus 3, so equal to 0. So I will expect you to finish this one up. I would expect you to finish this up. This is to solve for a, and you're going to have 2 values of a. So I'll go to number 2. So this is, please take note that this is not the final answer. If you're going to solve, you're going to have that a minus 3 into a plus 1 be equal to 0. So 3 will be equal to 3 or minus 1. So that's what the answer will be. But it's your duty to know how I move from here to here. And I've taught you that already through couple of examples we've looked at. Now for question 2, in question 2, we have 5 minus 2d. 5 minus 2d equal to d over 2. What does that give you? That will be 5 and 2 into 5 minus 2d. Hope I'm right with that. Sorry, d over 2. This should be d over 2. D over 2. So that will be d equal to d. What am I doing now? 2 over d. Interesting. So that will give me 5d minus d, 2d squared equal to 2. So what I'll do is to move all of this way, and I'm going to have, let me rewrite that. That will be 2 equal to 5d minus 2d squared. Now, I will move and place in their correct position. Notice now that I'm going to do what? Move and place in their correct position. So it's about moving and placing in their correct position. So that will be 2d squared minus 5d plus this one that was on this side equal to 0. So the next thing will be to factorize this. So I will just go straight ahead to finish this one up. This will be 2d squared minus 4d minus d plus 2 equal to 0. Because I wouldn't want anybody to ask me how I got this. I've solved this a number of times. Sum of root, product of root. So I'm only doing this to quickly finish my work. So I expect you will go back and figure out how, based on previous classes, how this was done. So this is 2d into d minus 2 minus d into minus 1 rather into d minus 2 equal to 0. And I have that what? D minus 2 will now go into 2d minus 1. And that will be equal to what? 0. So from here, d will be equal to 2 or 1 over 2. So I guess you should be able to finish that one up. And this is what the answer we're expecting here to be. And this is what we expect the answer here to be. So you need to, on your own, while you do your revision, work out how to move from here to here. And while you're doing your revision, please do that for your own good. Work out how to move from here to here using our concept of what? Sum factors, product factors, and what? Factors. Right, so if we're done with that, I'll proceed. Okay, so this is what question 3 would look like. So what would we do here? The LCM here, LCM or LCD is equal to 3E. How? This is the denominator here, this is the denominator here. And then you multiply through by the LCD. And if you multiply that here, you're going to get, so you multiply through. So multiplying through by LCD of 3E gives, I'm only doing this for this question. I will trust that from next questions or the next questions that will come, you'll be able to know what to do. So that will give me 7E plus 6 equal to 3E squared. So I will rewrite this. This will give me 3E squared equal to 7E minus 6 plus 6 rather. That will give me 3E squared minus 7E minus 6 equal to 0. All right. Now, to think of what to do, this will be 3E squared minus 9E plus 2E minus 6 equal to 0. So 3E, we're now going to E minus 3. Sum of factor, product of factor thing. I'm now doing it mentally. That's the reason why it's looking like that. I'm doing it mentally now. So if you've not been watching our previous videos, you need to go back and watch those things because now I've moved it to the mental domain. I need to now do them mentally. All right, and that will be plus 2 into E minus 3 equal to 0. So E minus 3, we're now going to 3E plus 2 equal to 0. So from here, E will be equal to 3 or what? Minus 2 over 3. That's what the answer will be. So you go back and figure out how you move from here to here. All right, so that's for number 3. Let's see what number 4 holds for us. In question 4, you have C equal to 3 over C plus 2. Straight away, you have C into C plus 2 equal to what? 3. Meaning that C squared plus 2C will be equal to 3. Hope I got that question right. Right, so this will now be C squared plus 2C minus 3 equal to 0. So what do you do at this point? Applying our technique, the sum is positive, so I'm going to have C squared plus 3C minus C minus 3 equal to 0. So from here to be C into C plus 3 minus 1 into C plus 3 equal to 0. So that will mean C plus 3 into C minus 1 is equal to 0, meaning that C is equal to 1 or what? Minus 3. And that will be the answer to that question. So you see that we're just understanding what to do when we're dealing with quadratic equation. All these ones now becomes very easy to solve. So all those efforts we spent, that long time we spent trying to handle this is paying off here now. Question 5. In question 5, we have M equal to 8 over 3M plus 2. So what does that give you? This will be M into 3M plus 2 equal to 8. You open up the bracket, this will be 3M squared plus 2M equal to 8. And that will be 3M squared plus 2M minus 8 equal to 0. So the concept of your sum of factors, product of factors, the sum of factor here will be 2. The product will be minus 24. And to break minus 24 to get a sum that will be this will mean that this will become what? Plus 6n minus 4n minus 8 equal to 0. So that's what you're going to get. So from here you have that 3m, we're now going to n plus 2, and minus 2, we're now going to what? N minus 4 rather. We're now going to n plus 2 equal to 0. So m plus 2 will go into 3m minus 4 equal to 0. So m will be equal to minus 2 or what? 4 over 3. When you simplify this, just to help you remember that 3m minus 4 equal to 0 will mean 3m equal to 4 and m will go to 4 over what? 3. Just for you to have a head sum of how that answer came about. Let me give you time to finish up and then we'll continue. A plus 3 equal to 6 over a plus 4. So what you do here is to multiply through by the LCD, which is a plus 3, and you're going to have a plus 3 into a plus 4 equal to 6. Now, people have different ways of doing their own, but me, I always like to take step by step. So let me just take step by step for this, just to help you remember what you need to do. Just to help you remember what you ought to do. This will be a squared plus 4a plus 3a plus 12 equal to 6. This will be a squared plus 7a plus 12 minus 6 equal to 0. So a squared plus 7a plus 6 will be equal to what? 0. So what is this one? This one is straightforward. This will be a plus 7 into a, sorry, is that correct? Oh, did I say 12? Sorry, this is 16. No, come on. How come I didn't see this? This is 16. This will be 10. Sorry about, okay, it's 12. It's 12. I'm right. Sorry, it's 12. What was I looking at? All right, that will be 6. So this will be a plus 6 into a plus 1. A will be equal to minus 6, comma, minus 1. So use your sum of roots and product of roots and factors to find out why that answer is correct. So that's for question 6. Let's go to question 7. In question 7, we have that 3x minus 2 is equal to 4 over x minus 1. So what does that give you? 3x minus 2 into x minus 1 will be equal to 4. And as such, 3x will multiply x minus 1 and negative 2 will multiply x minus 1 equal to 4. Open all of this, you're going to have 3x squared minus 3x minus 2x plus 2 equal to 4. And that will give you 3x squared minus 5x plus 2 minus 4 equal to 0. And as such, 3x squared minus 5x minus 2 will be equal to 0. That means the negative factor I need will be bigger. So with that, this will be 3x squared minus 6x plus x minus 2 equal to 0. So 3x will now go into x minus 2 plus 1 into x minus 2 equal to 0. So x minus 2 into 3x plus 1 will be equal to 0, and x will be equal to 2, or what? Negative 1 over 3. So then again, your task is to go back and see how you move from here to here. That's where the major work will be for you, to see how we move from there to there. And I want to encourage you to do that. So maybe you may need to rewatch all our videos on the algebraic fraction, because I've taken out time to really deal with this matter. Question 8. In question 8, you have n minus 3, n minus 3, n minus 3 equal to 4 over n minus 3. So what does this give you? This will give you n minus 3 into n minus 3 equal to 4. So you open this one up. Now, this one straight away is a very straightforward one. This will be n squared minus what? 6n plus what? 9 equal to 4. You don't need to stress yourself so much in this one. Why? Because this is the same. And when you have that the factors are the same, you multiply the first two terms, multiply the last two terms, and then multiply, you cross terms, multiplication, and then multiply by 2. That will give you that. You can decide to go through this long process we have done. You still get the same answer. But you need to understand that in an exam setting, you should be able to bring to fullness the principles you have gathered all the while. So this will now be n squared minus 6n plus 9 minus 4 equal to 0. So n squared minus 6n plus 5 equal to 0. Now I know that the two factors I'm looking for must both be negative. So here I'll have n. This will simply be n minus 1 into n plus 1 equal to 0. So n is equal to plus n minus 1 and n minus 5. Sorry about that. So n will be equal to 1 or what? 5. Here again, your responsibility is to see how you move from here to here. So go back, use our sum of root product of root principle, and you discover that that answer we have gotten is what? Correct. So go back and do that. That's the only extra assignment I've given to you. You go back and you do that. Okay, that was for question 8. In question 9, you have that x minus 2 over x plus 4 is equal to x. This will mean that x minus 2 will be equal to x into x plus 4. X minus 2 will be equal to x squared plus 4x. Now, here you have to be careful. Your focus will be this because it's positive. So this is, you rewrite. And I saw this will be x squared plus 4x minus x plus 2 equal to 0. So x squared plus 3x plus 2 equal to what? 0. So I'll apply sum of root, product of root now. I know this will be x plus 2 into x plus 1 equal to 0. So x will be equal to minus 1 or minus 2. So that settles that. So like I've been emphasizing, if there's any part you're finding difficult, when you just go back, just watch our previous videos on quadratic equation. And that's it. That's what I'm now doing it mentally. So it's making my work very, very fast. Question 10. Question 10 says 3n over 2n minus 1 is equal to n. I hope this question is correct. If this question is correct, this question shouldn't take you more than a second to solve. If this question written here is correct as it is, although I will solve this and I will solve another iteration of this. Because if this question is correct, I'll just cancel it and cancel it. It means 2n minus 1 is equal to 3. And 2n will be equal to 3 plus 1. 2n will be equal to 4 and n is equal to 2. If that's what they want you to do, if that's the question they want solved, then that will be the answer. But I am foreseeing that that may not be the question they want you to solve. So let's create an assumption that that's not the question they want you to solve, but they want you to solve something else. Let's say maybe the question required us to solve this. That's what I'm thinking the question would have wanted us to do. So this will now be what? 3 equal to what? N into 2n minus 1. And that means 3 will be equal to 2n squared minus n. So I will write it, this will be 2n squared minus n equal to 3. Meaning that 2n squared minus n minus 3 will be equal to 0. So from this, what do we have? This will give me 2n squared minus 3n plus 2n minus 3 equal to 0. So that will mean that n into 2n minus 3 plus 1 into what? 2n minus 3 equal to 0. So from here, 2n minus 3 into n plus 1 will be equal to 0. And n will be equal to what? Negative 1 or what? 3 over 2. So I don't know the iteration we wanted done, but I just solved the 2. Because from what I'm seeing, all the questions that are given to us all seem to be quadratic in nature. So if they want all the questions to go in that manner, then that's what should be the right thing to do. All right, so that's question 10. Let me call it 10A, and let me call this 10B. So that whichever is the iteration they want us to solve, different answers will pop out. And that should also be an added lesson for you. When you solve questions in an exam setting, don't say, don't palm. Well, that's not how that's not how we're taught. Solve what you are seeing there. Always learn to solve what you are seeing there. It's better that way. All right, so we go to the next question. That's question 10A, 10B. Let's go to question 11. Question 11. In question 11, you have A minus 4 over 7 equal to 1 over 3A minus 1. The first thing you need to do is to make your left-hand side resemble your right-hand side. So I'll take LCM of just the left-hand side, and this will give me what? 7A minus 4 over 7 equal to what? 1 over 3A minus 1. That's the first thing you need to do. And from here, 7A minus 4 will multiply 3A minus 1, and that will be equal to 7. Now, by my mental assessment, it may look a little clumsy, so I will take them little by little. But what you do is a function of what you perceive. So those that I'm not using those my shortcut now, I'm doing it all out because I foresee that there may be a problem. So what I have now will be what? 21A squared minus 7A minus 12A plus 4 equal to 7. After that, this will be 21A squared minus 19A plus 4 minus 7 equal to 0. This will be 21A squared minus 19A minus 3 equal to 0. Now, take note of something. This times this will give me what? 63. And if I play with this, would that be 90? Okay, so let's look at this. Now I will need to play with these factors a little. Now look at 21 and 3. This is 7 and 3. This is 3. Well, 21 and 3 should give me 18. So I don't know. Is there a mistake I have made somewhere? Is there a mistake I have made in question 11? 7A minus equal to 7. 7A. 4 times this is 12. That's 20. That's 19. So I'm stuck here. I'm kind of stuck here because I seem not to be able to figure out what factors I can get from this. I can't seem to figure out what factors I can get from this. So I will leave you to finish this one out for me. See if you can get factors from that expression, or perhaps in my next class, try to figure out if, because I have tried to look at the possibilities and I'm not seeing anything possible there. Maybe the question is wrong, I don't know, but following the pattern, I am thinking that they will want you to solve by factorization. So maybe I'll leave you to do that because I'm saying 21. 21 minus 3 is 18. So it does not satisfy this part for me. And I don't see any way I'm going to get positive here. So, and this things happen in the exam. So when you get to that point, don't kill yourself. Leave it. And then move on. Perhaps there's an error somewhere there that I can't seem to decode. Now, question 12. In question 12, you have 4 over w plus 3 minus 3 over w plus 2 equal to 0. Now, to solve this, move this to the other side. That will be 4 over w plus 3, or what's the question now? What's the issue now? You add the additive inverse of this to both sides. So that will give me what? 3 over what? W plus 2. So this will give me 4 into w plus 2 equal to 3 into w plus 3. 4w plus 8 equal to 3w plus 9. And that will mean that 4w minus 3w will be equal to 9 minus 8. So w will be equal to what? 1. So you see that in this particular question, what we have is more or less a linear equation. So 13, in question 13, you have the same approach, 3 over 2b minus 5 equal to, or rather minus 4 over b minus 3 equal to 0. So this will give me 3 over 2b minus 5 equal to 4 over b minus 3. How did I get that? I added the inverse to both sides, the additive inverse to both sides, and I obtained that. So this will give me 3 into b minus 3 equal to 4 into 2b minus 5. This will give me 3b minus 9 equal to 8b minus 20. Now, at this point, you look at which of the b's is bigger. So the bigger one is rewritten to the left-hand side. So that will be 8b minus 20 equal to 3b minus 9. 8b minus 3b is equal to minus 9 plus 20. So 5b will be equal to what? 11, and b will be equal to 11 over 5. So assuming I've done everything correctly and right, that's what our answer ought to be.